are ready to rock and roll. Thank you for joining us for our presentation on ABS digital rules. And Dan has said he's happy to take questions as they come in, so please keep the comments and questions coming. And now let's welcome Dan Cronin, VP Class Standards from ABS.
Great. Thank you, Amy. And a big thanks to the entire OROS team for giving me the opportunity to present today. I'm excited to be able to update everyone on the latest developments related to what we call the digital rules. Before we jump into the presentation, I'll provide a quick introduction to ABS. ABS was founded in 1862 to provide class services to the maritime and offshore industry. We have a worldwide network of engineers and surveyors that review drawings, survey ships, and issue certificates. These certificates indicate compliance with established standards, the most important of which are the ABS rules. The ABS rules are at the heart of what we do, and we're excited to be working with OROS on technology that can deliver those rules to our clients throughout the world. Today, I want to briefly discuss a couple of drivers that are expected to lead to rapid change throughout the maritime industry. I then want to get into a few ABS initiatives that will help us support industry as we adapt to these changes. Finally, I want to talk about how we are working with OROS to leverage everything ABS has to benefit the users of OROS IQ. As we look to the future, decarbonization is the most significant issue impacting the maritime industry. The International Maritime Organization, or IMO, is taking action to combat climate change. In 2018, IMO adopted an initial strategy on the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions from ships. This strategy sets a goal to reduce CO2 emissions per transport work by at least 40% by 2030 and 70% by 2050 as compared to 2008 statistics. Also, total annual greenhouse gas emissions from international shipping are set to be reduced by at least 50% by 2050 compared to 2008. These will drive major changes to the way vessels are designed, built, and operated. Traditional fuels will be replaced by green fuels, hybrid solutions, air lubrication technology, and even wind propulsion systems are among the technical solutions expected to be adopted. While the industry is being challenged to reduce greenhouse emissions, we are also discovering the important role digital technologies will play. From simple workflow automations to remote surveys to unmanned vessels, new technologies are being adopted industry-wide to provide more efficient and safer operations. As we're faced with the task of redesigning standard vessels to meet new regulatory requirements, digital technologies will play a critical role. ABS is currently updating our engineering workflow system. We're designing a new platform for our engineering software, and both of these will interface with ongoing investments we're making in digital rules. So now, what is ABS doing? We have a number of important projects to improve rule delivery and rule content. Here we show an overview of the ABS digital rules ecosystem. At the heart of the rules are digital copies of about 150 rules and guides. These are XML files that serve as a single source of truth and contain tag metadata to help enable a number of use cases. First, the digital rules allow us to make content easier to use by industry stakeholders. Two products we'll discuss in greater detail include OROS IQ and the ABS Custom Rulebook. We also use digital rules to provide content to our worldwide survey staff. Metadata tags allow us to generate verification points and work packages that are unique to a specific vessel and the surveys being carried out. Finally, we've listed tools that are being developed to support our worldwide engineering staff. The first, required drawing list, delivered this year and is the subject of the next slide we'll get to. We're also developing work packages for our engineers and ways to enable the reuse of rule content in our engineering software. So one new feature I'd like to introduce is the required drawing lists. Identifying all the drawings, documents, and details that are required to be submitted for a particular project can be a real challenge. Once I had a coworker say that you knew the project was over when the shipyard stopped sending in drawings. We have a much better system for tracking the drawings now, but the challenge remains. This feature, which is currently available internally, will generate a consolidated list of drawings for any vessel type in any combination of class notations. The document can be exported into PDF or Excel and provide an important tool for project managers to track the progress of a project. The intent is to make these drawing lists available to clients and industry after ABS has reviewed them for correctness. Next, I want to talk about the custom rulebook. We've received a lot of feedback from clients indicating they want a way to filter out content to see just the information that's applicable to their vessel or project. Custom Rulebook will allow clients to do just that. The feature will be available to all ABS clients through our web page and allow a custom rulebook to be generated based on vessel-specific attributes. We're currently applying tags to 28,000 pages of rules and guides. The 10 tags are shown on the right. We also plan to have a feature that will import this data for specific ABS class vessels we have in our fleet. This feature should be available the middle of 2022. The next topic is related more to the technical content of the rules. With the pace of change in our industry, it's a challenge to develop detailed prescriptive rules for all new technologies. We believe goal-based standards will help us better accommodate innovation and alternatives going forward. ABS is currently defining goals and functional requirements that will be added throughout our rules. Our existing prescriptive rules will remain in place and likely to be heavily used for many years to come. However, when an alternative is proposed, there will be a more robust framework to allow designers and shipyards to evaluate based on the overarching safety goals and the more specific functional requirements. Now, let's talk about advancements being made in cooperation with OROS. ABS and OROS have cooperated on a number of projects through the U.S. National Shipbuilding Research Program. Soon, we'll be starting on a project with several shipyards to finish the custom rulebook and a number of other enhancements. One exciting task will be to rewrite the engineering equations within 2 sets of rules using a MathML language. OROS will then create a converter that will convert these ABS rules into executable equations within the OROS IQ Kpex. The Kpex that use the ABS barge rules and the high-speed craft rules will have this functionality within the next year. Depending on the CAD software used by the shipyard, the client can then link attributes from a CAD model to the executable equation within the Kpex to verify compliance. This is a very exciting feature, and it'll be able to enable rapid reevaluation after a design modification or even after a rule change is made. Give me 1 minute. I have a video here. So ABS and OROS have already collaborated on a utility that will convert the ABS rules to Kpex. So this video is a demonstration of that utility. Here you saw the PDF version of the ABS rules that most of our users are familiar with. And behind these rules are the XML files. This is what we discussed previously as the single source of truth in the file that contains all of the metadata tags. This is the OROS utility that allows to select the ABS XML file and the location that you'll store the OROS formatted XML files. And after the import is done, you'll be able to see that the Kpex are readily available for selection and use. Oh boy. I think I'm replaying, oh no, here it is. So the example that we're showing here includes an executable equation where the user can check whether or not a particular dimension has passed a requirement check. In this example, the user is manually entering a lot of the data in, but the calculation is done automatically. Okay, next you can see a sample assessment control. And here we're showing, again, we'll show how the executable equations can be checked and the status of multiple equations or multiple requirements can be tracked.
And Dan, if it works for you, we've got a question that's come in from Nick.
Perfect.
Okay. Is this XML translator an additional document translator or part of the document ingester?
So it's a separate utility that does each of those functions, actually. It'll translate the ABS content from the ABS XML format into the OROS XML format. And it'll include information about it'll include the text of the rules as well as any executable equations. And as we move forward, we'll show some new functionality that's being developed as part of an upcoming NSRP project. So thank you for the question.
Thanks.
So very good. So this leads into the next piece of development work that is being planned. There is a new translator or an enhancement to the translator that will be extended to bring in additional custom rulebook attributes. So this will help streamline the selection of Kpex for specific project applications. All of the tags that are being applied by ABS will be available to OROS and OROS users. Additional work will be done to improve the import of executable equations into value tables contained within the Kpex. So I also want to talk about the results of an NSRP project that ran from 2020 to 2021. This project worked on establishing links between OROS and the 3D CAD models generated using the Ship Constructor software. So working closely with industry partners, we established, or OROS established, CAD connections along with value tables to check some of the most important items shipyards need to verify on a frequent basis. So some of these use cases included the calculation of offered section modulus for structural members. It included the checking of weld sizes, inclined ladder dimensions, and other basic measurements. This was a very exciting project, and it was great to have shipyards involved to really understand what features would bring the most value. So now I have another video that will demonstrate one of the use cases that was developed as part of this last NSRP project. So this example is showing a 3D model of a vessel's side shell. And it's highlighting now a menu that includes a number of different tools that can be used to connect the model to the OROS IQ software. There's a number of ways to get the rule parameters imported. And here you can see that the user is selecting parameters that will be used to calculate required side shell thickness.
And we have another 2 questions. Would now be in okay time? Great. Okay. Darren is wondering, do you foresee the XML translator being CAD agnostic or specific?
So the XML translator will be CAD agnostic, and recognize that that's a very important feature. So it will simply bring the ABS rules into the OROS tool. These connectors that are being demonstrated now do have to be set up for different CAD applications. But through the development work that OROS has done in the automotive industry, these are already available for quite a few different CAD applications.
Okay. And Darwin asks, was this functionality created by ABS or OROS?
So this tool was technically created by OROS as part of this research program that multiple companies participated in. So we've been involved with some of the quality control aspects and the functionality related to XML conversions.
Great.
Good. Well, thank you for the questions. And as I've been talking, you can see that the demonstration is continuing on. It shows here that there's several ways a user can import or input the correct information into the value tables. They can do it either manually or by linking the CAD tool to the OROS IQ software. Well, very good. I think that concludes the video demonstration. Just trying to play again. Good. So anyone that's interested in getting more information or a demonstration of the tools should contact ABS or OROS. We've listed here a number of points of contact, both within ABS and at OROS, that would be more than happy to talk to you about the functionality of the software. That concludes my presentation, but I'd be happy to take additional questions.
All right. I have also sent the survey, so if folks want to click on that, it just takes a couple seconds. We really value your feedback. So did you cover when will the updated XML translator be ready?
No, I didn't speak to that yet. So that XML, the next enhancement of the XML translator is expected to be delivered in the middle of 2022. We are waiting to finalize the NSRP project, and we hope to get good news very soon.
Excellent. And then what have shipyards said is the most attractive feature of the Oros tool?
So this is a good question. They do like having all of the ABS content available in one place, so that they can keep track of uh, the status of compliance, and they like having it on a shared platform so that multiple engineers can collaborate at the same time. Everybody is certainly excited about a future where CAD connectors can be used to import data into the executable equations, but we have not rolled that out to a lot of folks. We've completed the ship constructor project, and we look forward to having that adopted more in the future.
Excellent. And I appreciate that you put up the contact information. I was just going to send folks a reminder if you want to jump back to that slide real quick. Maybe if
Okay,
someone has, if they have questions, just to make sure that they have those email addresses available, that would be perfect. Much appreciated. And so now I guess you'll have a little bit longer of a break, which is good. Perfect mid-morning little break for a snack or whatever. So at 10:55 Eastern time, we will have the highly anticipated cool Kpex competition. Josh Cullis will be sharing the winner of this year's coolest Kpex. I know that was a big hit last year, so I'm excited to watch. He'll be facilitating that session, 10:55 Eastern. Okay, see you there.